Surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft is one of the most difficult and exciting challenges in the game. One mistake and you risk losing it all. Today, my friends, we're doubling down. I am going to put everything on the line once again and attempt to survive 200 days in hardcore Minecraft. Today, I have some serious ambition in me, so here's what I would like to do. Today, I want to fight the Wither. I also want to get a trident. I'm planning on conquering an ocean monument, and I would like to expand our castle. A serious amount of time goes into making these videos, guys, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you left a like, subscribed, and commented about your favorite part down below. Before we begin, if you haven't seen the previous video where I survived the first 100 days, please do check that out before proceeding with this video. A lot of important, amazing stuff happened there. Well, this isn't the time to hold you up with a long intro. We've got way too much to get done. Without any further ado, this is 200 days in hardcore Minecraft. On the 101st day, I wasted no time at all, as I knew we had a lot to get done. I started with some villager trading to upgrade my gear with some mending, and eventually unbreaking. But this guy, he's such a jerk. Anyway, he finally gave me the right book, so I finally gave him the right name. Now that I finally had mending on most of my gear, I could afford to take a little stop at the Skeleton XP farm and repair everything up. There wasn't any ice at home, so I stopped to pick some up. When I got back, I realized how awful my current storage setup was. Something has to change, guys. The first step in healing is knowing you have a problem, right? Since I knew I would need a lot of materials for this video, I decided to hit the mines as soon as I possibly could. I was very fortunate to find diamonds right below our villager trading hall. I stopped to ask the locals if they'd heard anything from Braden in a while, because I kind of miss him. Sweet little guy. But he didn't know anything, so. While mining, I apparently took a wrong turn, because I once again found myself mining toward the ocean monument and getting fatigued. Even though it makes for a solid meme, I was getting really tired of that mining fatigue, so on day 107, I set out to find a cow to bring back to the island. Back to mining we go. I managed to wrestle up quite a few diamonds on this trip, which is awesome. Really though, I was mostly interested in collecting stone right now. On day 108, I had a certain project in mind that would be very important to accomplishing one of our main goals. I set out to the mainland to shear some sheep and eventually wrangled up the remaining materials required to build a compact iron farm. This iron farm was designed by Logical Geek Boy. I love how compact this thing is, and it's so efficient at the same time. His channel is going to be linked down in the description below. While I was recording the iron farm time-lapse, I got distracted by some soggy boys. Look what one of them gave me. Getting back to my regular flow of farming on day 114, something very unusual happened. That's never happened so close before, but everything seemed fine, so I didn't think too much of it. I went down to the milk dispenser, and hey, there's Braden. How you doing, buddy? I missed you. I think he's mad at me. Before moving on to the next project, I wanted to give Kip and LaFonda some dolphin toys. I felt bad that they didn't have a house of their own quite yet. I think they'll get the hang of it. Then I went and got my ender chest organized because on day 115, we are going to the Nether. It's about time we get all the wither skulls needed to summon the Wither. While in the Nether though, I experienced a whole lot more than that simple mission. A blaze knocked me off the ledge into lava. Right then and there, I knew this would be how I lose my hardcore world. But I survived, and to be perfectly honest, I barely took any damage. It took quite some time, but on day 117, I finally got the second skull. Only one more to go. I was feeling a little brave, so I decided to raid this bastion remnant like the courageous hero I am. Okay, but for real guys, I'm playing in hardcore. You don't raid a bastion unless you do it like this, right? I managed to get some ancient debris along with some other good loot. However, this is as far as I feel comfortable exploring the bastion today, my dear friends. I was right back in the war zone on day 118, with a blaze firing from the left and a ghast from the right. I was completely overwhelmed. I think this is one of the closest brushes I've had with death so far in this hardcore world. Finally, I've obtained the third and final Wither Skeleton skull. I returned safely home and smelted the debris, and then I realized something was wrong. Kip and LaFonda are gone! I knew something wasn't right. I should have helped them while they had a chance. Because there, at the bottom of the ocean, was a stray Elder Guardian from that monument. I was furious and terrified all at the same time. I took immediate action as soon as I saw it. I knew exactly what needed to be done. I dove into the ocean to cool my boiling blood. I would stop at nothing to avenge the dolphin lives that this terrible monster had taken. After poking him a few times with a fork, this guardian was ready to be baked at 425 for about an hour. That's 220 Celsius for my friends across the pond. After vanquishing the foul beast, it was time to do some serious tree chopping. Notice I'm chopping spruce trees. I think you guys might be frustrated with me later on. You'll see why. After all that excitement, I made a duplicate map so we could track our build progress. Over the next few days, I blitzed through some villager trading because I have yet another big project coming up really soon. I also went to collect the iron that is built up in the farm I recently constructed. And after collecting just a few more materials, it was time to start on that big project. Creeper Farm, let's go. This awesome creeper farm was designed by my great friend Cayman. If you're ever in need of nearly any farm for your Minecraft world, Cayman's your guy. I'm serious, this isn't even the last cameo he has in this video. His channel is going to be linked down below, guys. I highly recommend you check him out. I'm sure some of you big brain viewers out there realized immediately that the campfires would be too bright. I'm sure you also cringed when I placed magma blocks thinking hoppers would work with them. So don't worry, I fixed it. Who's got the big brain now? After building those farms, check out the spoils from our iron farm. That's awesome. On day 133, I had finally had enough with these chests laying in every corner of my castle and underground. So to coincide with the build plans I have for the future, I built this raised platform to temporarily house a simple wall of chests, at least so I could feel a bit more organized. I cleaned out every single shulker box and every last chest in this castle, even the ones underground in the trading hall. Gunpowder farm's not doing so hot. Somebody please remix that. After organizing, I farmed a lot of dark oak trees. I decided I wanted to build with these logs and not spruce. I don't want everything to be too matchy-matchy after all. On day 139, I felt like I was kind of falling behind, so I brewed some potions, upgraded some of my gear, and headed into the Nether. I knew that this was the perfect opportunity to score some Netherite. Oh boy! 6 entire days spent actively mining in the Nether, and 22 pieces of ancient debris to show for it. Hopefully you'll recognize what we're in for next. I smelted up the debris as well as some gold. I crafted my netherite ingots and then showed them off to the world. Upgrading the armor is the most important step at this point, I think, especially when preparing to fight the Wither. And boom! There it is. You know, everyone talks about how overpowered villagers are. I'm here to tell you that that's very, very true, but also very, very wrong. I spent nearly 2 entire Minecraft days with this stupid villager just for one smite book. Torturous as it was, I was one step closer to my end goal. The Horn of the Ravager was born. I felt my stomach sinking deeper and deeper on day 149 as I made my final battle preparations. This was a fight I had to handle far from home. I knew I might never return again. I retrieved the final few items I would need to pick a fight I wasn't sure I was cut out for, and just like that, the Wither had been conjured. Fortunately for me, there were a lot of animals nearby. That meant the Wither targeted them first while I got a second to gather my bearings. I got a few shots in before it could land a hit on me, but I was doing such a bad job of dodging its bullets. The fight went like this for a few minutes, but I finally whittled it down to its invulnerable state. Now arrows aren't any good. Time to let my axe do the talking. Suddenly I felt my grip on this world and on this life slipping from my hands. I was withering away. In my tactical retreat, though, I created the perfect opportunity to go on the offensive. And at long last, I had earned the rights to say, "Wither, I barely knew her." Immediately after the fight, I made a beacon for myself. I had just achieved such a big goal, but why stop there? Ladies and gentlemen, let's do some building. My dear friends, look at the sheer amount of work we've done in the short span of a week. The boardwalk is absolutely massive, and we're only just getting started here. As you can see, I still have some renovations to make here, as I'm not sure what will be going at the end of this dock to sort of cap things off. Maybe you guys know. Give me a suggestion as to what we should build in here for the next video. After spending all this time fighting and building, I needed a break. I took a breather and spent some time AFK at the iron farm to go toward constructing a fully powered beacon before 200 days are up. Ooh, baby. I made use of the last of my netherite and upgraded my pickaxe, because soon enough we're going to be building an enderman XP farm. But before that, you guessed it, I had to farm some spruce trees. This time I was in search of leaves. Lots and lots of spruce leaves. Way more than I needed, as it turns out. But I figured while I was there, I should get as many as I could. I wrangled up a few more necessary materials I'd need for the enderman farm, got a perfect name for the endermite, and picked up my whole entire enchantment setup. And once I got everything together, I made my way to the stronghold and discovered a zombie spawner inside the stronghold. Cool. Now that I'd made it to the end, I had to collect some ender pearls. So I made this very simple trap on the main island, stared at the enderman, and collected pearls until I thought I had enough for the project. Aside from the XP I'll get from this enderman farm, I'd say I'm already grateful for the epic pinky workout I got while working on this bridge. Gotta down a slow falling potion before we begin, just in case. Once again, my friends, this farm is brought to you by the great Minecrafter Cayman. If you haven't subscribed to his channel already, what are you doing? He's got the biggest brain in town. Building the farm was a really painless process, but Tina the Fat Lard here gave me a lot of trouble. I finally got her over here in the corner, nice and easy, and yes, I'm a genius. I did it. And you can't name something when it's in a minecart. Okay, fine. So I got the name tag on her, nice and easy again. Oh, nope, okay. First try, aced it. I'm a Minecraft pro. After it was all built, I spent some time there at the farm repairing all of my gear. Day 174 started with me trying to brew some water breathing potions to raid that ocean monument. You heard me right, boy! But I had no pufferfish, so I went out on yet another excursion to find this delicacy out in the wilderness. No pufferfish yet, but I found this cool thing. Garbage! And bloop! I dove into the warm ocean and finally found myself a pufferfish. But why stop there? I carried on my expedition and came across this beautiful and vast jungle. I decided to make the most of this opportunity and get everything I could ever need from this place. That includes birds. Just look at this little sweetie. You can tell we're gonna be pals. Forever. I made a new pal, and I made haste to find as many rarities as I could before returning home. There I stumbled upon the jungle temple. I heard a lot of commotion, but it turned out to be a lone trigger-happy zombie. I deactivated the booby traps and checked the loot. There wasn't much for me here. I then remembered the lever panel that grants access to a secret treasure room, but I've never actually done that before. I tried, guys, give me credit. Eventually, I just decided to break in. One parrot is not enough parrots. I even went out to find more seed to make some more parrot friends. I really spread the wealth here, guys. Oh man, that was so stupid. This last parrot was stingy, but I wound up with 4 new friends. That is a win in my book. Above the dragon fight and the wither fight, bringing these parrots home safe and sound was probably the biggest challenge I've faced in this world so far. Guys, what should we name them? Leave suggestions down below. Well, anyway, I got everything I needed for the potions. Then I geared myself up because it was time. Let's show these guardians who's boss. I'm the guardian now. Making my way into the temple was such a scary thing to do. I've never actually raided an ocean monument, guys, so I have no idea what I'm in for. But here I found the first Elder Guardian. Well, at least the first one that hasn't personally wronged me in any way. Through this fight, though, I've really come to understand the true power of the trident. It's invaluable. And don't you worry your pretty little heads. I picked up the sponge he dropped. Now on to the final Elder Guardian up in the attic. Is that what this thing is? Either way, this one was the scariest to fight yet. For some reason, I felt like he could see me even though I was invisible. After a few strikes, though, I had conquered the monument. Smack! After that huge confidence boost, I found a sponge room, another sponge room, the golden heart of the monument, and okay, I'm rich with sponges. I didn't want to take any more risks, so I got out of that monument as fast as possible and made it home safe. Then I headed into the Nether to dry my sponges out super fast. And now, my friends, after all that excitement, it's time to put that beacon to good use. You know what, guys? Curiosity has really gotten the best of me at this point. I had a lot of time to think while I was mining, and I really want to find this treasure, even if there's nothing good inside. I just had to know, you know? So after spending a solid day of digging around, I figured it must have generated incorrectly. It's only supposed to generate under sand, right? Wrong! I dropped down to check out my treasure, and yeah, nothing special. So I took the W and headed back home to finish building the stone pier through the night. Now, I was getting seriously harassed by these drowned, and I think that this sort of lucky stuff happens a lot in these hardcore videos, but if I wasn't recording, I wouldn't have believed this either. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got trident number 2. The next morning, I went out to find some turtles so I could have some new wildlife around the island. Oh my goodness, this sounds so violent. I hate it, I'm so sorry. I needed to repair my pickaxe because some serious building action is about to go down. Are you ready? You better be. Just taking a quick break from building to try for a Fortune 3 hoe to get saplings, and oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally done it. So much work has been accomplished in this world already, and I seriously cannot wait to see it develop even further. I owe you guys a huge debt of gratitude for being so supportive in the last video, and hopefully that'll carry over here as well. Thank you for your patience with me, as this has taken a lot of time to produce for you. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to smack that like button. If you really enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Tell me your favorite part, name suggestions for my pets, or really anything at all down in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Just off the top of my head, guys, I think if we get 800 likes, I'll go ahead and make the 300 days video. It's in your hands now. That's all from me, my friends. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my YouTube journey. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.